Namaste, beautiful beings. This is Belinda Pearl, and so this is a post full moon Pisces reading. We've just gone through the high points of the full moon in Pisces. It has been said that it'll be quite an emotional roller coaster, so I'm wondering how your emotions are doing. But I know what's been at least coming up for a few of us, that's been shared with me and myself personally, is more so what's going on in the mind that it is emotions, and then what's going on in the mind is playing on the emotions, I say. But what I found personally to help myself to quell the mind and to help the emotional body out, at least, is to really start to stop the thoughts as they arise and to replace it with what it is that I do want to experience in my life versus focusing on what I don't. And also full moons invite us to a place of releasing and letting go and allowing that energy that was to be released. And especially also, just taking note on this, is that Pisces is at the end of the zodiac chart. So there's something that is ending for us. And we can see that in the greater world too. But this is also in our immediate environment too. Things that are changing. And so we're moving into a new cycle. So what's coming up for you too? But before we can really let go into these new cycles too as well, we're going to be heading into a little bit of a slowing down period. There's a lot of planets that are in retrograding, and Mars goes into retrograde on the 9th. And so I've done a whole breathwork video with Mars going into retrograde, and it's such a powerful time for us to really reflect on, to see what it is that we've been wanting to pursue our entire life. And this is going to give you that opportunity to renew those ideas, to come back to them, to reflect them, and then also to be honest with yourself. Have you been pushing forward in something that's not really true to you, but you think that you should be doing? Or if it's you doing something because it's the next best thing or biggest thing, and you think this is a place to make money from, and maybe that is what your motivation is. But what's been asked of us is to really come to that, from that place within our heart, from that divine spark within us, so that what we are sharing with the world is truly going to be that which is what we've come here to do at a soul level. What's your cellular plan or soul plan? This is what we are really looking at achieving, if you will, or connecting with. So there's a lot of like energy coming through. So that's why I'm talking a little bit stodgy. I don't know if that's the right word, but like a little choppy, I guess that's the right word. Is there's like a lot of energy coming through and wanting to share with you all these bits and pieces. So let us see what's in the cards, because that sometimes can at least keep me a little grounded from where it is that they want me to share from. So let us see. We're moving into a new cycle. We're also moving into this retrograde in this place, and they use the word renew. What is it that you want to renew for yourself? An ending of an old cycle. So what is it that you don't want to bring with you? So full moon time, release that. Let that be. A good way to let the emotions run its course is to let them flood out of you. And that Pisces moon energy has been quite intense from last week. I've been feeling it a lot. Not really been able to go to sleep as much too. And it's funny enough, I've been watching the moon like almost the whole week, coming around the corner, if you will. And it's been in this alignment with going past like Jupiter and Saturn and that arena too in the sky, and just watching it, and how amazing it is to see these conjunctions happening in the sky with these great planets too that are retrograding, that are having this massive dance. Like, what are we truly going through, and what are we doing? Where and how are we going to get there? So let us see if we can receive some guidance to help us on our journey through. Remember, the journey is happiness is not the destination, it's a journey. So let us really find the journey within the journey. Let us really find the experience that it is that's going to show us. And I'll show you something later on, possibly, about still being on the journey. A card that keeps coming up, and I just did a yoga nidra, and the same card that keeps coming up is probably, I said to them, then it's about 10 times the same card has come up in different readings at different times, whether I'm teaching yoga or for myself even. So, and it shows that we're on this particular journey. So let us find the happiness in the journey, the joy in the journey. And let's see how we can find a little bit more clarity to help us on that journey. And this journey is also helping us to really connect to that divine part of our soul again. What are you here to do? This is going to come up for you a lot, at least in the next like 6 months or so. You're going to be reviewing this idea quite a bit. So let's take a deep breath in, full breath out. And let's see. It says Goddess of Nature. And this card too has come up too as well. It reminds me of chrysocolla or apatite, the stone. And it says Goddess of Nature. It says you reap what you sow. So I'll show you something, that other card that I pulled earlier on. So it says you reap what you sow. And I said earlier on in this that our minds, so the Pisces moon is supposed to be emotional, but in our minds, it's the thing that's been playing over and over and over and over and over. And I had that storyline, and probably the storyline that you're playing in your head, you probably don't want that to become true. So it says you reap what you sow. So this is an idea of being mindful of what we're thinking about. But then it also says, the second line says, your dream is coming to fruition. So what it is that we want to achieve is coming there. So we're on this path of self-mastery, of spiritual mastery. In fact, that's what's actually, the energy is pushing us towards, is spiritual mastery. This is, we're coming to a new age, a new era, a new spiritual era too. It's this old paradigm's breaking. We're watching it crumbling in front of us. There's this idea about the divine feminine that is rising. And this is the card that continues to come up, this Kuan Yin card. And what better card, what better deity, if you will, to come up to stand with us, to support us, is this goddess of love and compassion. And on her card it says, self-criticism is diminishing your sense of self-worth. And again, it's a storyline. But if you look at her too, she's also in the middle of the path. She's on her journey. She's not there or here or there. She's on her dragon, and they're moving through somewhere. So this is where we are, moving into this unknown peace. And it's like, this is this unknown peace here. Like you could say it's, it's darker than where it was before. This is all this yellow, is this learning. But now she's moving forward, and she's coming. This is the moon here too. We can actually probably find a lot of energy as we move into that new moon energy as well. But there's a coming hither, if you will. There's a coming into your being, if you will. And this kind of gets me really excited about some things that happened a long time ago in my life, or really still back in South Africa, things that were shared with me, drawings and paintings and channelings about coming into being. And this is this energy of us pulling energy from the universe. I'm going to be teaching, I think it's September 13th, a Sunday, in Yoga in the Park. And one of the things I shared with a group of people about this yoga in the park is being outside in nature. Like teaching yoga outside is actually so nice. I really enjoy teaching yoga outside in the park, being so close to nature. It's like we're in this beautiful temple, not in the four walls of our house, but really being outside and connecting. So there's this energy too to maybe go out and to be and commune with nature too. So we're also looking what's the remedy, if you will, what's the homeopathy to support us as we go on this journey too. And this idea about being out in nature too, but then also this idea about keeping your mind and your thoughts very clear. So if there's anything that you can do on your journey when these thoughts are coming up for you, especially the ones that are diminishing, stop them in their track. I've been trying this practice because I've been having a couple of weeks where it's almost like I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know what's going on, and I have all these unsavory, diminishing thoughts too. Everybody's human too, because this unknown is, we don't know where we're going, but it seems like we're moving somewhere. Let's just be in this journey. This is about also like embodiment of it. This is about embracing it. Here too, there's also some things that we're still learning to let go of. This idea of letting go, like all the things that, the heaviness of the past, of how things were. It's time to clean out your closet. And literally, I think that's one of the things I'm going to do, is clean out my closet and go through the things that I definitely haven't worn. Doesn't matter how much I've held on to it, and the idea that I will wear it one day. Just give it to charity. There's so many charities these days that people would need or use, or send it to a country where they need clothes or something like that, where people can reuse them. But go through your closet. We live in a place, particularly here in California, where we're so fortunate too to have running water and all that good stuff in our house too. So this thing about giving is really essential too. But there seems like this idea, I don't know why this clothing thing is coming up, is letting go of some things. Maybe we can all go into our closet and clean and actually funny enough, I've been reminded too, in the Southern Hemisphere, September 1st is Spring Day, and normally we do spring cleaning here at least. So there's this idea, maybe that's where it's coming up. Maybe we can all do this gentle spring cleaning as well. Spring clean our mind for sure, and then take the thoughts that are in your mind and focus them truly on what it is that you want to bring to fruition. It's a time for us to move into our power. And I'll show you one more card that I actually pulled early on before the Yoga Nidra. And this is all making sense too when I said those words. So I was like, I'm going to share this too. This is Goddess of Awakening. It says this is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. I just did a Yoga Nidra before this card came out, so you can see everybody's resting there. And the visualization I had was, it's always about to do with light, but this particular one was really interesting with dewdrops. But there's this piece of this light, like this ascended self. We're really meeting with this new awareness within inside of ourselves, so we can rise into that power by true being, into our natural state of being, this place of rising into our truest nature. So reap what you sow. Your dream is coming true or coming to fruition. So it's time for you to accept that peace, embrace that peace, and let go of all that's not serving you. It sounds very cliche actually, but it's true. So from my heart to yours, may you always be blessed. Namaste. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. My name is Belinda Pearl, and you can find me at belindapearl.com. Namaste.